Hello, I'm Holly. I'm Maisie.
I'm Peter.
And we work at Sidcup Youth Centre. We all come from the Howbury Pupil Referral Unit.
And we're here to do a report for Headliners. Our report is about young people having to stay in school till they're 18.
The government have recently changed the school leaving age from 16 to 17 and are going to raise it even higher to 18 in the future. We think it's an important issue because it's going to affect everyone in the future. We are going to find out what the public think about it and also speak to some of the young people who will be affected by the change.
Do you think young people should stay in full-time education till they're 18?
I think I'm in favour of that. I think really it's a good idea to get as much education as you can. It makes it worthwhile for your future life, yeah.
Do you think that young people should have to be forced to stay in full-time education until they're 18?
I do actually, yes.
Why is that?
I think they will benefit more by staying longer instead of out on the street.
Well, if you make someone stay on at school and they don't want to, they might be disruptive for people who actually do want to stay there, and then it upskills their learning.
Thanks. Today we're going to go to a secondary school to find out the point of views from year 7s that have to stay in school till they're 17.
The reason why we're doing this is because they're going to be the first year group who have to stay until they are 17.
How do you feel about having to stay in school till you're 17?
Feel okay with it because you get better education.
Right. Do you think that staying in school till you're 17 will improve on your GCSEs and qualifications?
Probably, yeah, because you'll have more education from being in class.
So how do you girls feel about having to stay in school until you're 17?
Well, I think it's good because we can get a better education. But some people don't really like school and stuff, so they might not like it.
I think it's going to be better because we're going to be I think we might turn out better instead of being on the street and stuff. We're going to have a good education.
Most people would think it's okay because you get more education, but some people might want to go out and get a job early.
So what do you want to do?
I'd rather go out and get a job early.
What effect will forcing young people to stay in school until they're 17 have on truancy?
I think it might increase because they're having to stay on and they might not be happy about it.
I reckon it might make it worse because at the moment there's still truancy. I reckon it will still be the same. It might get higher because some people might get annoyed that they're staying on for another year, so they might give more truancy.
Do you think that it's fair making you stay into education until you're 17, or would you rather have the choice to have gone into work or to have stayed into education?
I think we should have had the choice to choose, but it is quite good because as you can get it's better because you can get better education.
I think we should have had the choice, but if I did have the choice, I would choose to stay on anyway.
Maybe I'd rather have a choice because people might have wanted to go and get a job.
Yeah, but no, because it's a bit unfair that they're keeping us in school because, school's boring. But then, no, because then you'll get a better education, so you'll get a better job because you'll know more.
So it's better for you, but you think it's a bit boring?
Yeah.
But you know that it should be done, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Now that we've interviewed some school children, we have decided to come down to Parliament Square to interview Sarah McCarthy-Fry, the school minister, and ask her a few questions about why they have changed the law. We have recently spoken to a group of Year 7s who thought that furthering their education was a good idea. However, a lot of them said that they would have preferred to have had the choice. So, why have you decided that young people can no longer make the choices themselves whether they stay in education or not?
I think the important point about this is we're not saying that everybody has to stay on at school. The only choice we're taking away from people is the choice to leave at 16 and do absolutely nothing. Because we don't think that's a choice young people should want to make, and we don't think that's a choice they should be able to make. So that's all we're taking away from the way of choice. What we're hoping to have is a variety of lots of different ways that people can stay involved in education. Doesn't necessarily mean staying on at school, doesn't necessarily mean going to college. They can still go to work, but they have to get the training as well.
Oh, all right then. Do you think a lot of people will rebel against it? Like, won't it lead to an increase in truancy, and how are you going to tackle this?
I think because we've told people now, so that people in year 7 now know that they've got, when they finish school, they are going to have to go on to some sort of education and training, even if they get a job. I think if we just brought it in for someone who was sort of like 15, 16 and said, right, whatever plans you might have had for next year, forget it, because you're not going to be able to do it, I think that would have led to more rebellion. And I think the onus is on us to do the work now, between now and 2013, in schools, and also to make sure there's enough different courses and choices available so that people won't rebel.
It's not necessarily like full-time education.
Absolutely not.
So
what we're saying is the equivalent of 1 day a week you have to do off-the-job training.
At least have to do something. So doesn't that mean that you have to sort of know what you want to do earlier? Because if you want to go in, if you're doing this, like doing an apprentice and like going to work and everything, don't that mean you need to know what you want to do in the future to go into that straight away? And what we're looking at is the sort of choices you make at 14, but I want to start a lot earlier for people to start thinking about what things they might be interested in. They haven't decided yet because they're so young. What we're doing with we've got a new qualification called a diploma, which you may have heard of, you may not have done, that you can start at 14. And that's much broader. Apprenticeships are for people who know what they want to do. It's a very specific job-based apprenticeship. Diplomas are much broader, and it's just looked at a sector. But don't you think that could lead to people ending up in a job they wouldn't necessarily want to be in because they have to pick the career they want at an earlier age? They might get into it and then think, I don't actually want to do this, but because they're so far into the course or whatever, they can't really change their mind. If you look at it, I mean, if you're going for an apprenticeship, yes, because you're actually going in a job specific, and but if you're doing a diploma, we've got 3 different levels of diploma. You can do level 1, level 2, and level 3. What we're saying is that if you've done level 1 and you've got a level 1 qualification, if then you decide at 16, actually I don't really like that, I want to now do a level 2 in a different area, we're looking at ways that people can do that where it fits in. If you've got the right base, because all of them have got a course, you've got to have your functional skills, you've got to have your maths, you've got to have your English, you've got to have your ICT. So we want to be as flexible as possible, and it's important that we get as many choices in there for people.
What was your opinion on the change in the law when we first started the project?
I think I disagreed a bit because like young people that don't want to stay in school till they're 17, they shouldn't have to. But now I think different points of views of it, it's changed.
What's it changed to?
Because the minister said that it would change because they have a choice of what they want to do in their schools, and the time that they're taking off would be work time, the 4 days a week, and the one in school, which their course is what they would want to do.
Well, when I first started the project, I thought my opinion was that they should have a choice, to be honest, because I thought that being forced into it would make you want to rebel against it. But to be honest, now I've learnt more about it, I know that, because obviously not everyone thinks, when you first hear about it, you think, oh, it's all mainstream. When you're 17, 18, you're going to be in mainstream school, but it's not like that. You will be doing other things, like you'll be doing what you want. You'll be in apprenticeships, you'll be doing college courses, whatever you want to do. As long as it's what you want, then you'll be happy with it. My opinion when we first started the project was that it was a good idea, but that I thought a lot of people would rebel against it. But I personally thought it was a good idea.
Can you still see any problems with what the system is like? With what you said, any apprehensions about anything?
No, not really. Apart from I know some kids are quite at that age. They're going to be quite immature. So I feel that making the choice of what job you want to do when you're 14 is not the right thing to do. Like even when you get to 19, 20, you still don't know what you want to do. So putting it on you at 14 to figure out what you want as a career is quite bad, because I don't think everybody knows enough about what jobs there are out there to pick what they want to be at such a young age. I think that's the only downfall about it.